Here we are, boys and girls. It's Turtles on Time, the arcade game. I said it in the last video. I personally think this is better than the Super Nintendo version. I know a lot of people rate the Super Nintendo version superior to the arcade version, which is kind of unheard of, especially back in the early 90s. But I personally think this is much better than the Super Nintendo version. I really like the Super Nintendo version, but to me, there's just no comparison. The soundtrack in this is great. The controls, the graphics, I just love this game. I love the arcade version. Oh, it's so chunky, and I love the swing attacks you've got in this. The combat mechanics, they've really moved on from the first game. They're a lot more varied. They're a lot more intricate. Like I said, I loved the first one, but this definitely is an improvement. And you can swing them into the screen, obviously. That famous move. I don't know, you can see Splinter coming along the screen every time. No, you must hurry up. Grab some pizza, dude. Okay, and as you can see today, guys, I am playing as Donatello for this arcade playthrough. I was going to be my boy Raphael, but I thought we go purple today. We go purple, you know? Alright. Yeah, I like Donatello. He is the turtle with the stick. I guess he's the thinking man's turtle, isn't he? That's what he was always called during the early 90s. I mean, the backgrounds in this game are just pure beautiful. They really are. They're lovely. I love that Manhattan skyline in the background. It's iconic. I mean, this level I think is up there with. Oh, there he is. Look, in giant mode. You'd be seeing a lot more of that later. I think this level is up there with being as iconic as the first level of the first Turtles game, you know? I mean, I guess a lot of people hold this game in more high esteem than the original Turtles arcade game. I think for people of my generation, like the late 70s, early 80s, I think maybe the first one is more iconic. But I would definitely say this game is slightly more, like I said, not just intricate, but, you know, it's more advanced. And even the soundtrack is a little bit more, you know, they're taking it a little bit further than they did with the original one. The sprites in this are beautiful. Oh my god, and fighting this dude as an end-level boss in Shredder's Revenge is a nightmare. It's so difficult to get him. I think really Shredder's Revenge pays a lot more homage to Turtles in Time actually than it does the original arcade game. There seems to be a lot more to take from it, like the pizza that you collect. Obviously the way you swing the enemies into the foreground and stuff. And what about you guys? What would you consider the best Turtles game? The first one or this one in terms of the arcade games? I think I will always place first place for me would definitely be the first Turtles game, just purely from a nostalgic perspective. There we go. But I can see why people prefer this. Cowabunga! The Alley Cat Blues. And you'll see a lot of inspirations in the backgrounds in this game. Like, to me, this level here always reminds me, not just, oh, they are swinging them in. It doesn't just remind me of the backgrounds from the first game in the street level. It also reminds me of the street levels in RoboCop, the arcade game. And I really do feel there was a lot of homage paid there. Let's get the pizza, dude. I'm really enjoying playing through these for you guys. I hope you're enjoying watching them. And at one point I will definitely play an online game with MLA, I imagine, at some point, and some of the rest of the crew, Majin, Jeff, Get the whole crew going. Once they get the online patched and it's all working properly, you know, we'll do that, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Alright. I mean, these backgrounds here really remind me of RoboCop, the arcade game. Yeah, definitely. And Ninja Gaiden as well. So there is a lot of Tecmo inspiration there, and Data East. I mean, a lot of the programmers were, you know, kind of inspired by each other, and there was a lot of in-house programmers that were leased out to other companies or were kind of nabbed from other companies, I imagine. I definitely remember reading that in certain interviews. If any of you guys have any more info on that, let me know in the comments. It's like when you had those developers, you know, that moved over from Capcom over to SNK. I think a lot of that happened with a lot of different companies. Like, I'm sure a lot of developers who were at Capcom and companies like Tecmo and Data East and Taito, they moved over to Konami because they saw what they were doing during the early 90s, and you know, they were kind of really moving things forward. Oh, look at this Robo Turtle. Technicolor Robo Turtle. I love pumping the coins in these games, man. I can just do it all day, you know what I'm saying? So, what did you guys think of Turtles, the original arcade game playthrough? I loved playing that game. And you know what? This is one of those rare games where it doesn't matter what system you buy it on. Oh, there we go. We got him. We got him. We got him. Explosions everywhere. You can buy it on either the PS4, PS5, Switch, Xbox, PC, whatever. It's always going to be the same because these are old arcade games. So, you know, I'm loving playing this on the PS5 here. But it's great to play on the Switch as well, you know, because you can play it on the go. Which reminds me, I do need to try and get it sorted on my Steam Deck. I really want to start playing a lot more games on my Steam Deck. I did get Spider-Man for the Steam Deck. That's a game that I want to show you guys at some point. I know I've uploaded a lot of stuff on that from the PS4 Pro and PS5 versions of both Spider-Man Remastered and Spider-Man Miles Morales. But now they've released Spider-Man Remastered on the PC and Steam Deck. I just wanted to show you guys what it's like on the Steam Deck. Pretty incredible what they've been able to manage to squeeze onto a handheld. I mean, it's pretty much the PS4 version, really. Come on. Ooh. I always liked this level in the arcades when I was playing it. Now you see, I got a lot further in this in the arcade than I did in the original Turtles. I found this a lot easier. I mean, this is a lot easier. A hell of a lot easier than the first game. At least I think it is. And these mutated, weird, bleh, sort of goblin dudes. Ugh. They're like alien. Like alien covenants. Ooh. Okay, I got you. There you go. Oh man, those you keep hitting those goddamn mines, like jelly mines or something. Ooze mines. Gates, man. Oh, damn, they get you. Oh, got me again. Oh, just missed the pizza. Okay, here we come up to the end of. Let's get these dudes, get the level bosses. You know, one of the things I distinctly remember about arcades just around this time when this sequel came out was that this was kind of just at that weird juxtaposition point in arcades where they were just starting to experiment with 3D. So you had the likes of like Virtua Racing with Sega coming in with very early polygonal 3D. and that just came like I think a year or two after this. And so it was kind of a beautiful time in arcades where you had all the 2D gorgeous pixel art games like this and Street Fighter 2 Turbo and Super Street Fighter 2. Oh, there he is. There he is. We're going to get warped to another zone. Oh, dude. Yeah, so you had a mix of all these 2D games, and also the 3D stuff was just coming in, you know. So here we are, a pterodactyl stage, prehistoric. Turtles go prehistoric. You know, I kind of like Konami to come back with a third arcade game. I know Konami are not really doing much at the moment, and but I think they've kind of had a bit of a redemption with this collection. I think they might have had a bit of a Capcom moment, you know, and thought, oh, hang on, let's do what Capcom have been doing, releasing all their old classics. You know, fair play to Digital Eclipse. Oh, I love that slam mover. Slam left, right, left, right. It kind of reminds me of what the Hulk does to Loki in the Avengers movie. Oh, smackdown. Come on. Oh, I love the spin attack. Get the olives! You know, carrying on from the conversation that I had in the previous video about other collections that Digital Eclipse could look into. You know, I mentioned the Mortal Kombat original games. I think that'd be a great idea, you know, Mortal Kombat 1, 2, and 3, and Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, and maybe even Mortal Kombat 4 and the N64 and things like that. But other than that, you know, I think there's avenues that could go down with, like, Konami classics, and also the other Capcom classics that we haven't seen yet, like Cadillacs and Dinosaurs, and other games like that. So I think there's real scope there for a real selection of games that we wouldn't get otherwise. But Digital Eclipse have opened the door up now for all these retro collections. It's the ooze monster. This thing used to freak me out when I was a kid. Used to remind me of Pizza the Hut from Spaceballs. Remember Pizza the Hut? May the Schwartz be with you.
Man, I just had a shower.
Ah, damn. You know, I know Chris Harris, one of my regular viewers on this channel, brilliant guy, great friend, and he is super knowledgeable on all things video games. He was telling me that they use the music in the background of the COWABUNGA collection from one of the 2006 games of Turtles. And, you know, some of the later games have now been forgotten, which I think they're really good. I think a lot of the later Turtles games are great. I don't think they're as iconic as these ones, but I still think they're very good. But then I'm biased because I grew up in this generation. Obviously, there has also been a bit of a sort of a rumor circulating after Maximilian did a video the other day that Capcom and SNK might be getting back together finally for another CBS game. Capcom versus SNK, that'd be amazing. Capcom versus SNK 4, or an official third version which isn't Chaos. Oh damn, there we go. COWABUNGA. COWABUNGA, dude. On to the next level. See you later, dinosaur. Be there or be prehistoric. Oh, skull and crossbones. Now, this level here, right? This is a perfect example to me of why I think this version's better than the Super Nintendo version. Like, this level alone, I think, just feels better on this version. It looks better.
Forgot the
I don't know.
sun cream.
I love the Super Nintendo version, I really do. But whenever I keep reading about all these people saying, oh, the SNES version's better, do they mean because it's got the Mode 7 levels in it and stuff, which admittedly are really good, don't get me wrong. They are great, those Mode 7 levels. But like,
Duh, my nose.
I don't know, man. This just feels so much more polished to me than the Super Nintendo version. Well, of course it's going to. It's an arcade version. The Army Brick Dudes. Now this
My nose.
graphic style in this game, I think, and you'll see this in a level coming up afterwards, pays a lot of homage to a certain other Konami game. Can you guess what it is, just from the look of the graphics? And the do sound. It uses the same graphics engine, you can sort of tell. If you guys haven't guessed yet, you'll definitely notice it in, I believe it's the next level, actually.
Duh, my
But when you get smacked with the plank. Plank! Mr. Plank! Yeah, they basically tell you what game this game is using the same engine as, or rather that other game is using the same engine as this. You'll know what it is when you see the next level.
Forgot the sun cream.
Uh.
Duh, my nose.
Oh, got another plank.
Duh, my nose.
Of the way you can go in for like kick moves and you can like take out like 3 or 4 of them at the same time. It's really nice. Grab the pizza, dude. Come
My
on.
toes, my toes.
Ah, damn.
No,
You got my foot.
the sun cream.
Oh, come on, come on. Slam, slam, slam. Boom. Huddy. Huddy. Oh, no. The wolf dude and the weird sharky beaky dude. Dude. I will play through the Super Nintendo version of this at some point. I'm probably gonna follow this video up with Tournament Fighters, I think, on the Super NES. I think that's the next one on the protocol. And then of course we'll get to the NES versions as well. The 8-bit classics. And then of course, we've got to get to the Game Boy versions. Come on, let's get it. Yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of demand now for these kind of retro collections. I think they're just going to be everywhere. Oh, I think you can do a good amount of damage if you just kind of keep your distance and hit them from, well, the hitbox distance has got to be around sort of there, just about there, if not a little bit further. There you go, there you go. I know Taito have been bringing out a few collections recently, and they brought one out recently with a lot of their old kind of very early 80s games, and I was like, when I first heard they were bringing out a compilation, I was like, oh brilliant, they're going to bring up one with Chase HQ, which is one of my favorite arcade games ever, and it's just all these early old games which I'm not interested in. I'm like, look, I don't care, just bring out Chase HQ on the PS4. Okay, it hasn't been in a compilation in years, that's what I want. Chase HQ, the arcade version. Okay, here we go. Now, come on. Now you can see what this game is paying homage to, huh? It's Sunset Riders. I mean, look, it's even got the same background. It's even got the same horses. It's got ninjas on horses, dude. Look, I mean, this is Sunset Riders. It's the level where you know you're chasing after the train, except this time you're on the train. So yeah, it uses it. This is all around the same time as Sunset Riders, which I have done an arcade playthrough of. Guys, if you want to check that out, it's in my playlists. If you go along on my channel to my playlist, you'll find Sunset Riders. It's all there. And I'm sure I'll do another playthrough of it at some point, because it's always worth going back to Sunset Riders. Again, another example of, it was great on the Super NES, don't get me wrong, but you just can't compare it to the arcade version. Super NES version was great, as was the Genesis version, but nah, the arcade version, it's always number one.
Ooh, I feel seasick.
Is that Pinocchio in the background? Huh. I got your ass. I got your ass.
Pizza time.
Oh, damn. I love that move. Looks like he's got some pearls. Look, it looks like they've got pearls. It's a chain. Don't want to ruin the pretty pearls. God, I love that kick. Hurry along. Man on horse is coming along. Blow him up with dynamite. Hey. Wait on. Hey. Get in the hey. Hey. Hey now hey. 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 Oi, goddamn.
Ooh, I feel seasick.
You know, there's rumors that there's going to be more downloadable content for Shredder's Revenge as well. I mean, that's been rumored for quite a while now, but I think that's probably going to happen. They're probably going to bring in some other characters. You're probably going to be able to play as Shredder, I imagine, at some point. How they'll implement that, I don't know, but it'll be like a different colored Shredder or something, or something like that. They'll figure something out, I know they will. The boys down at the Streets of Rage 4 studios. The daddy, you boys. God, I remember this. Git, he was also hard to beat. And obviously iconic from the cartoons. Gator. Oof. You know, I'm still surprised actually that they've never made a cartoon as good as the original 1989 cartoon of Turtles that obviously the first one and this one is based on. There's been other versions which have been good and they've had their fans, but none had the same impact. There was something about the 80s with cartoons, like when it came to not just Turtles, but oh, look at that train, man, it looks gorgeous. Just like the one from Sunset Riders. Oh, here we go.
Neon Night Riders.
We've gone into the future. Neon Night Riders. Oh, yes, I love this level, man. This is where you see Krang in the distance. Yeah, but there was something about cartoons at that point, you know. It wasn't just the Turtles, it was the real Ghostbusters. It was the X-Men. All of this stuff came out late 80s, early 90s, and it changed the landscape forever. I mean, these cartoons are just iconic, you know? And I don't think they were ever equaled, you know, because before that, obviously, we had He-Man, which was an iconic cartoon. We had G.I. Joe, which over here in the UK was called Action Force. So we had all these great cartoons, Transformers obviously, and you know, in those few years afterwards, the next evolution was, like I said, Turtles and the real Ghostbusters. And then kind of after that, cartoons came along, but the format of cartoons changed. You know, it went to that kind of Cartoon Network style where the animation was quite kind of cheap looking and stuff. And I mean, there were some gems. Obviously, there was like Dexter's Laboratory and Dexter's Laboratory, I should say. Dexter's Laboratory. There's another one they should make. And obviously Johnny Bravo. I loved Johnny Bravo. Oh my god. Oh god, I love Johnny Bravo so much. That was probably my favorite cartoon. But yeah, I think cartoons have taken a slip over recent years. They're just not as good as they used to be. I mean, my good friend Chris Harris, he's a real expert on like cartoons over the years and stuff. But I think cartoons are definitely not as good as they used to be. And maybe that's just my old age talking. But none of the cartoons today kind of compare to the stuff of the 80s, stuff of the 90s, or even stuff back in the kind of 50s and the 40s, like Tom and Jerry and the Looney Tunes and stuff and all that, you know? And even the Disney cartoons, the early Disney cartoons, all that stuff is iconic, and it still really works. And it makes... There they are, there's Krang. There he is, Krang. A lot of those old cartoons make the stuff today look so kind of cheap by comparison, I think. But hey, I mean, that's just my opinion. Some of the stuff is good, but I like animation that's got effort put into it, you know? That's why I love these Turtles cartoons. There was so much effort put into them. And we had cheap animation as well back in the day. But I think it had a bit of style to it. Like the Hanna-Barbera cartoons were quite cheap. They were always famous for, you know, the characters running in the background, and it would the background behind them would constantly repeat itself and stuff. So it was always quite cheap looking, but it was kind of part of its appeal. And I guess maybe that's what the most recent ones are for the kids today. So I can't really say anything. It's like, you know, when you look at the likes of Top Cat and the Laurel and Hardy cartoon and stuff, they had quite like a cheap look to them, but they felt like little kind of mini little movies almost. Top Cat, that's original Top Cat. One of my favorite cartoons is one of the Fred Quimby ones where where the dog is trying to get rid of Droopy the dog. Like the bulldog's trying to get rid of Droopy the dog, and he goes to have a tree fall down on Droopy. We're making next flourishing. And he drops the tree. He thinks he's dropping the tree on Droopy, and he runs to the other side of where the tree is going to drop. But in typical cartoon style, it drops on him, and he goes to say timber, and in the middle of him saying timber, oh, I got him, there you go. Greg. In the middle of him saying timber, the tree falls on top of him, so he goes, Tim! Burp! It's brilliant. You had to be there. So yeah, we just saw Krang there. You gotta tell me to shut up. I'm yap too much.
I'm trapped! I'm trapped!
The foot soldiers are ready to destroy. I will say, actually, I think this level here, this one right here, I think this level looks better on the Super Nintendo version. So I will give the Super Nintendo version that. There are certain parts of it which they definitely improved. Like this level here, the backgrounds in the Super NES version definitely look better. I mean, there's just no comparison. You can check what I mean. If you go back and look at the Super NES version, there's more detail, and they did change that around a bit. And like I said earlier, they also have those Mode 7 parts, which are really nice. It's kind of like Turtles mixed with F-Zero or something.
I feel seasick.
God, it's so satisfying swinging them into the screen. Not as easy to do as it is in Shredder's Revenge, though, I must say. Goddamn robots. No matter where they are, in this one or the first one, they always catch your ass. What I would like to see at some point is a proper Turtles fighting game. Like, done from the people NetherRealms who did Injustice 2, obviously the first Injustice, and Mortal Kombat 11. Because the way they portrayed the Turtles in Injustice 2, if you guys have ever played it, they've never looked better. The Turtles in Injustice 2 are absolutely incredible. Like, you can have, like, the Turtles go up against Batman and Superman and Wonder Woman and all the DC superheroes, and even Raiden from Mortal Kombat. But yeah, it's just they're brilliant. And as soon as I saw that, I was like, okay, they need to bring out a Turtles game, because I'd love to see their take on Shredder with those kind of graphics. And same engine they used in Injustice 2, use that and make a Turtles game. Boom, you've got yourself a hit. You know, you could have Casey Jones, you could have April O'Neil. Oh my god, this game writes itself. It'd be amazing with the Injustice 2 engine.
Now I'm too cool.
Oh, goddamn ice. Just like that part in the first one with the ice. Get up there. Oh, goddamn. What is it with Turtles on Ice? Turtles on Ice.
Now I'm too cool.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the arcade game 3. Turtles on Ice. Let's go ice skating with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Dude, gnarly. Ooh, swing, swing. Swing-a-ling, ding-a-ling. Come on. Ooh, look at that. 2 swings in a row, baby. Honey,
Pizza.
get your olives. Your olive spin attack. You like anchovies? Aye. Oh, swing in. I love the way they come through those hatches. I always remember that. I wonder if NetherRealms do make a Turtles game, or even if they make another Injustice game, Injustice 3, which is hopefully coming, or even what Maximilian did was saying, there may be rumors that, again, I don't know if this is, none of this is being confirmed, he was saying, there could be a chance they could be making, now this is a big if. Here we are in the final boss, by the way, while I'm yapping away.
I'm trapped.
There's a chance that they could be making DC versus Marvel. Imagine that. Something we've always wanted. And you could even have Turtles in that as well. As guest stars, you know, down the road. And have like Mega Man or stuff come in for the Marvel side, and you know, because the whole thing with Marvel versus Capcom and that, like, so you can have like guest characters in some of the games. Hell, even put in Terry Bogard. He seems to be in every other game. Terry Bogard versus Superman. God, I'd actually love that. Ryu or Ken versus Superman. That's just crazy. This is crazy. Cray.
Anyone got a pen?
God damn. Anybody get a pen?
I'm trapped.
Oh, nearly there. Goddamn robots. Sod you, Shredder. I know he's coming up next after this.
Anyone got a pen?
Oh, come on.
Come on, Craig. Craig. You remember Craig's voice in the cartoon? He was sounding like he was screaming. Oh.
Shut up, Bears.
I'm trapped. I'm trapped.
Ooh. Alright. Come on. I think we gotta be close now. We gotta be close. Anybody got a pen? Come on. Come on, Donnie. Come on, Donnie. Ah, you got it, Donnie. You're right there, Donnie. Ugh. I feel like having a Turtles marathon this weekend. Playing all these games on this collection. Playing Shredder's Revenge and then watching the original 1990s movie. Oh wow, it's such a classic. If you guys have never seen that, watch it. It is the definitive Turtles movie. It's how they look in this, but in live action. Done with beautiful Jim Henson suits. That are fantastic. So much better than the CG crap that Michael Bay did.
That hole's our way home. Let's go.
There we go. Let's go through the time zone. Let's do the time warp again.
Shell shock.
Technodrome, the final shell shock. Oh, there we are. There she is, Lady Liberty. And here he is, Shredder. Obviously, ooh. Obviously, that's the same Lady Liberty sprite, well, kind of similar to the one in Tournament Fighters, in the level where she's in the background. And obviously, she plays a big part in Shredder's Revenge as well, in the final level. Which I haven't got to yet in my playthroughs on that, but... well, you guys know it's there, you've seen it already. The game's been out long enough now. Come on, Shredder. Donnie's gonna take you to the cleaners. Come on. Come on. Where you at? What you at? Where you at? What you at? Where you at? What you at? Come on. Oh my god. Oh my god. Come on, we got him. Remember I was saying about those long range attacks? That's a really nice Shredder sprite. Looks good. That's what Shredder should look like next to the Turtles. Big, ominous, and scary. An ominous presence. Threatening. Foreboding. God damn. I got your ass now, Shredder. Get that. Come on. Boom. Boom. There we go. There we go. Jump off the edge, baby. We did it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
The Teenage Mutant Ninja
There we go.
Turtles, our 4 reptilian heroes, have overcome the
Wow.
Arcane Shredder.
Hey, April. I'm winking back at you. Ah, there we go, boys and girls. That was Turtles in Time, the arcade game. So which one did you guys prefer? This or the original one? Let me know in the comments. Oh man, that was so much fun. So much fun. I'm looking forward to playing this again on the Switch, actually. Especially when I'm either at work or doing something else. Guys, I've really enjoyed playing this with you, and I hope you'll join me next time when hopefully I'll be playing in Tournament Fighters in a arcade playthrough with one of the characters. So yeah, until next time, keep titling. Cowabunga, dudes!